I wanted to make this video as a question to my friends, and if you're watching this, you are my friends, so thank you. But I wanted to make this as a question to my friends because if I ask this in person, usually I get really sarcastic answers because people are afraid to talk about stuff like this, so I figured I'd just make a video about it and make it easier for people because people like things the easy way. So here it is. What do you want out of your life? What is everything you pursue? What is deep down? What do you want from it? And I think it's this. I think people want freedom. Deep down, everyone wants freedom, and I think that's strange because freedom is a perfect thing. And I think, everything in the physical world, I think we can kind of see that everything in the physical world is imperfect. And we can tell that by how it's, from it being temporary, we can tell that it's imperfect. And everything being, imperfect and temporary includes us. So we know that since we're temporary, that one day we're going to die. And when that does happen, one of two things is going to happen once we die. And it's funny because these two things deal with the two absolutes of the physical world, and I'll explain that. Everything in the physical world works off of the absolutes of ones and zeros. Everything. And it is either the absolute itself or it is a product of the absolute. So, take for example light. Light being the one, it has properties, it can be studied. And darkness would be the zero, because darkness is only the absence of light. It works the same with heat. Heat has properties, can be studied, and cold is only the absence of heat. So, dealing with our life, one of these two absolutes will happen when we die. Either we will completely cease to exist, which means life has no inherent meaning now. We are the highest authority, and we make up what's right and wrong. We make up the truth, which makes, could make our entire reality fake. If we make up what's true, nothing could be true. So either that will happen, or we will live forever. And that's the absolute one, which means that life now has immense meaning, and that death is a way to show how we valued our life. And now, if you take that in perspective, it makes the cease to exist make like life is about having fun. That's what most people agree on if they don't believe that we're going to live together. Live it up while you still can. You only live once, so get the biggest pile of decaying crap you can before you eventually become that. And I don't think anyone really wants that. So people need to recognize they want freedom. And that freedom from the physical world, which is what we really want, because physical world is almost like torture in some ways. Freedom from it does not come from it. And everything we try and use to get us freedom from the physical world only traps us inside it more. And the illusion is very deceiving, obviously, because but you can recognize that it's fake just because of its temporality, But why do we really want freedom? Why is it set in our hearts to want freedom? And I think that it is, since it's something we want so bad, I think it is because one time we had it. I think when we were kids, we were innocent and free. And we have love, and I believe that love is the source of true freedom. Jesus says, "I thank you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that you have hidden these things from those that call themselves wise and understanding and revealed them to little children. Yes, Father, for such was your gracious will." If you think about that, he's saying children are free, children have freedom, and people don't understand. The people who think they're wise and understanding don't understand this. That is what we want. So, what happened to us? Why, if we had freedom, do we want it so bad? Why are we trying to pursue it? I think it's because at one point our innocence was stripped from us, and I think everyone has their own story, their own unique story, but the thing is, everyone has their own story. Because, when we were kids, something traumatized us. And, when you're innocent like that, you can't understand it. And that's kind of what takes our innocence away from us and kind of makes us what we are today. And we feed on these distractions, kind of. But, I don't know, some people say, I got over my traumatizing event or something when I was a kid. I'm fine right now. Time healed me. Time, I don't believe time heals emotional wounds. I'll kind of explain that because, it's easy to get physical wounds and emotional wounds confused with each other, but the difference between them is that physical wounds make sense and they heal over time, which is exactly the opposite of emotional wounds. Emotional wounds rarely, I don't think, ever make sense, and they don't heal over time. Like, when I touch my finger on a stove and it's hot, I'm going to get a burn from that. It's going to make sense because the stove was hot. I can learn from that. But an emotional wound, like my father beating me or something like that, that doesn't make sense. Your father's supposed to love you. That doesn't heal over time. People can't deal with stuff like that, especially if you're a kid. And, you can try to distract yourself from your wound, which is, I think the reason, I think that is what everyone is doing, in a way. The people, who look for freedom in the world, that's what they're trying to do, is distract themselves from the wound they received, because everyone knows they were innocent. But, we try and hide from it. We try and act like, we're still kind of innocent in some ways, and we all know that we're not. And most people would even admit to that. And, no matter how much you distract yourself, you'll still feel it. There'll still be things that remind you of it, and, you will feel that void in your life. And, it's easy to get distracted because, the world says a lot, just wait for something better, and that'll fulfill your life. That'll give you some meaning, that'll make you happy, and you'll be happy the rest of your life. You just find this one thing, and a lot of people pursue the things other people tell them to, and they never find that. So, what I'm really trying to say here is, if we can't get freedom from ourselves, and we can't get freedom from the world, what can we get it from? And I believe that God is the only answer for, anything we want. If we want healing of our wound, if we want love, joy, our comfort, our truth, happiness, if we want those things, which, who wouldn't? But if we want those, I believe God is really the only answer. Because, even if you, because true love itself is unconditional. It doesn't matter what you do, And can we really say that we have, unconditional love? Can we say we have true love? An imperfect being having something that's perfect, like true love? I don't think so. So if we want something that's real and true, and if we want true freedom, we cannot get it from the world. We can only get it from God. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep pursuing what you think you want or what you know you need? And I suggest you choose wisely, because if we do live forever, this will drastically affect what you do for eternity. So think about it.